Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we start with a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Motion in One Dimension. So first we discuss some of the terms. First term is rest. When a body does not change its position with respect to the surroundings, the body is said to be in the state of rest. And when a body changes its position with respect to the surroundings, the body is said to be in the state of motion. Look this picture. You can see a bus, and this bus does not change its position with respect to the surroundings. So this bus is said to be in the state of rest. When a body does not change its position with respect to the surroundings, the body is said to be in the state of rest. Now you look this vehicles. These vehicles are changing its position with respect to the surroundings. So we can say that these vehicles are in the state of motion because they change their position with respect to the surroundings. When a body changes its position with respect to the surrounding, the body is said to be in the state of motion. Rest and motion are relative terms. A body may be in the state of rest with respect to another body, but that same body may be in the state of motion while comparing with another body. That is why we say that rest and motion are relative terms. So we can see some examples which are showing that rest and motion are relative terms. Look this picture. You can see a cow and a crow. A crow is sitting over the cow. So with respect to the cow, the crow is in the state of rest because the crow does not change its position on the cow. So with respect to cow, the crow is in the state of rest. Now suppose that this cow is walking on the field. Cow is walking on the field. When this cow is walking on the field, with respect to the field, this crow changes its position. So we can say that with respect to the field, the crow is in the state of motion. Now you see the picture on the blackboard. So this is a boy. After the school, he has to go back to his house. This position or the school that is taken as A, and his house, that position is taken as a B. So he has to go from A to B. So there are many ways to go from A to B. So one road is this one. So if he goes from A to B by this way, he has to travel 3 kilometers. And if he goes from A to B by this way, then he has to travel 2 kilometer. And this is the shortest way. This is the shortest way from A to B. If he goes by the shortest way from A to B, then he has to travel only 1 kilometer. So in this case, first case, he has to travel 3 kilometer. The total length covered by a body, that is called distance. And the shortest distance between two positions in a definite direction is called displacement. So in this case, first case, when he goes this way, he has to travel 3 kilometers. The total length covered is 3 kilometers. Here he goes without any particular direction. When he goes by this way, then he is not having a particular direction. This one case also. So this is a example of distance. The total length covered by a body is called distance. And in this case, he goes in a straight direction, in a particular direction. This is the shortest distance, that is called displacement. The shortest distance between 2 points in a definite direction is called displacement. The next one, physical quantity. So in physics, any quantity which can be measured is called physical quantity. Then physical quantities are classified into 2 types: scalar quantities and vector quantities. Scalar and vector. Scalar quantity is a quantity which has only magnitude but no direction. Example, distance. Distance is a scalar quantity. As I said in the previous example, the boy, while traveling from A to B, he can move in any direction. So that here, in that case, there is no direction, only magnitude is there. When he goes in a particular way, that time the distance covered is 3 kilometers. In another way, the distance covered is 2 kilometers. That is the magnitude. Only magnitude is there. So without any proper direction, he moves. So only magnitude is there, but no direction. So such quantities with only magnitude but no direction is called a scalar quantity. And vector quantity. Vector quantity means a quantity which has magnitude and direction. The quantities which have a magnitude and direction are called vector quantities. For example, displacement. Displacement. As I said in the previous example, when the boy goes from A to B in the shortest way, he goes in a straight line direction, straight way. So in that case, he has a magnitude. What is the magnitude of displacement? That is 1 kilometer. And he goes in a specific direction. In that case, there is both magnitude and direction. The quantities which have magnitude and direction are known as vector quantities. Distance is the total length covered by a body. The SI unit of distance is meter and CGS unit of distance is centimeter. It is a scalar quantity. Displacement is the shortest distance between 2 points in a specific direction. It is a vector quantity. The SI unit of displacement is meter, and CGS unit of displacement is a centimeter. Now the next term is speed. Speed is the ratio of distance and time taken. Speed is the ratio of distance to the time taken. So speed is a scalar quantity. It depends upon distance and time. Speed depends upon distance and time. It is a scalar quantity. Then what is the SI unit of speed? The SI unit of speed is SI unit of distance upon SI unit of time. That will come. SI unit of distance is meter and SI unit of time is second. So SI unit of speed is meter per second. And CGS unit of distance is centimeter and CGS unit of time is second. So CGS unit of speed is centimeter per second. Now we see some types of speed. Kinds of speed. Uniform speed. Uniform. What is uniform speed? Suppose A is a place and B is another place, and a boy is coming from A to B. Suppose that the distance is 3 km. The distance between A and B is suppose 3 km. So he comes from A to B by a cycle. The boy comes from A to B by a cycle. Suppose at first 100 meter, he travels in 1 minute. Next 100 meter also, he travels in 1 minute. Next 100 meter also, he travels in 1 minute. Next 100 meter also, he travels in 1 minute. Here you can see that equal distance is covered in equal interval of time. Equal distance is covered in equal interval of time. So we can say that this boy is having uniform speed. So when a body covers equal distance, in equal interval of time, the body is said to have uniform speed. The next one is non-uniform speed or variable speed. Non-uniform or variable speed. Suppose that a boy goes from A to B. Suppose that the first 100 meter is covered in 1 minute. Second 100 meter is covered in 2 minutes. Third 100 meter is covered in 3 minutes. Next 100 meters, suppose he may cover in 2 minutes, etc. Here you can see that equal distance is covered in unequal interval of time. So we can say that body has non-uniform or variable speed. When a body covers equal distance in unequal interval of time, body is said to have non-uniform or variable speed. Or we can also say that unequal distance is covered in equal interval of time. Then also body is said to have variable speed. Next is average speed. Average speed is the ratio of total distance traveled to the total time taken. Total distance traveled upon total time taken. Average speed, ratio of total distance traveled to the total time taken. The next one is instantaneous speed. Instantaneous. So instantaneous speed means the speed of a body at any instant. That is called the instantaneous speed. For example, when you are traveling in a vehicle, suppose that you are traveling in a bike, then the speedometer of the bike, it shows a reading at every instant. That is the instantaneous speed of the bike. So means instantaneous speed is the speed of a body at any instant. So velocity. Velocity is the ratio of displacement to the time taken. Displacement. I have already told you about displacement. Now what is the unit of velocity? Unit of velocity is equal to unit of displacement upon unit of time. SI unit of velocity. That is SI unit of displacement upon SI unit of time, which is equal to meter per second. SI unit of displacement is meter and SI unit of time is a second. So SI unit of velocity is meter per second. Then CGS unit. CGS unit of displacement is centimeter. Centimeter. And time is second. So CGS unit of velocity is centimeter per second. The velocity is a ratio of displacement to the time taken. SI unit is meter per second and CGS unit is centimeter per second. And it is also a vector quantity. The next one is uniform velocity. When a body has equal displacement in equal interval of time, then velocity is a uniform. For example, a boy goes from A to B in a specific direction, straight line direction. So suppose that he travels first 100 meter in 1 minute, next 100 meter also in a 1 minute, next 100 meter also in a 1 minute. So this way he travels. So we can say that he has equal displacement in a equal interval of time. So he is said to be having uniform velocity. Uniform velocity. When a body has equal displacement in equal interval of time, then velocity is said to be uniform. Next is non-uniform or variable velocity. So when a body travels unequal distance in equal interval of time in a specific direction, then body is having non-uniform or variable velocity. Example, in first 1 minute, a boy is going from A to B in a specific direction. Suppose that in first 1 minute he has a displacement of 100 meter. Next 1 minute, suppose that he has a displacement of 150 meter. Next 1 minute, suppose that he has a displacement of 200 meter and so on. So we can see that in same time interval he has a different displacement. So we can say that this body or this boy has a variable velocity. Now the next is average velocity. So average velocity is the ratio of displacement to the total time taken. Average velocity is the ratio of displacement to the total time taken. Now the next one is instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous. The velocity of a body at any instant, that is instantaneous velocity. For example, you are traveling on a straight road. You are moving on a straight road in a bus. Then the speedometer of that bus will show the velocity of that bus at every instant. That is example of instantaneous velocity. Next one is acceleration. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. Acceleration is equal to rate of change of velocity. Change in velocity upon time taken. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity. So what is the SI and CGS unit of acceleration? First, SI unit of acceleration. That is SI unit of velocity upon SI unit of time. SI unit of velocity is meter per second and SI unit of time is second. So SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. SI unit of acceleration is meter per second square. Now CGS unit. CGS unit of acceleration is CGS unit of velocity upon CGS unit of time. CGS unit of velocity is centimeter per second and CGS unit of time is a second. Centimeter per second upon second, which is equal to centimeter per second square. So this is the CGS unit of acceleration. Positive acceleration. Positive acceleration means generally it is a positive. Means suppose at a vehicle first it moves with a speed of 40 km per hour. After some time the speed increases to 50 km per hour. Or velocity increases to 50 km per hour. We can say that there is positive acceleration. Suppose at the vehicle first moves with a speed of 40 km per hour. Then the brake of the vehicle is applied. Then the velocity decreases. Velocity decreases. That case we can say that there is negative acceleration. When a body is moving with a decreasing velocity, that time there is negative acceleration. This negative acceleration, it is also known as retardation. Retardation. When a body moves with a decreasing velocity, that time body has retardation. Next one is acceleration due to gravity. So when a body is coming down, so that the body is coming down, when a body is dropped, it will go down. That is due to gravitational force. When a body is coming down, acceleration is produced on the body. That is due to gravity. Acceleration produced on a body due to gravitational force is called acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration produced on a body due to gravitational force, that is called acceleration due to gravity. The magnitude of average acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square. So this is the average value of acceleration due to gravity. It has a uniform acceleration. When a body is, in the case of a freely falling body, it has a uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration means there is a equal change in velocity in equal interval of time. That is called uniform acceleration. And if a body has unequal change in velocity in equal interval of time, there is a non-uniform acceleration. In the case of a freely falling body, the acceleration is uniform. So that remains same. For a freely falling body, the average value of acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meter per second square. So in 1 second, after 1 second, it has a velocity of 9.8 meter per second. After 2 seconds, it will be 9.8 plus 9.8, 19.6 meter per second. This way, in every 1 second, its velocity increases by 9.8 meter per second. That is the meaning of this statement. Okay, this is about acceleration due to gravity and the magnitude of acceleration due to gravity. So in next class, we will discuss a new topic.